prizes a month. All right, I understood nothing of what I read, so let's unpack it all.
I didn't understand that, to be fair. Right?
I read it right through and I'm like, I get it, and I don't get it. I understand the concept. So walk us through, what is this?
And I guess to view it at home, you go to chickstarter.ky, and then you can sort of see all the projects, all the charities that are on there, basically. I guess, we've done, this is the third instalment of the chicken campaign, and we wanted to celebrate 10 years of massive media by doing something big and upping the last 2 years, as well as trying to raise money for charity, and we're currently on $19,000 that's going to get split between the 6 charities.
Congratulations on 10 years.
Thank you.
That's congrats.
That was we passed 10 years at beginning of this year, so we're actually closing in the end of our 11th year, but we're technically celebrating.
You got to own it, man.
10 years still.
Milk it. That's 10 years of celebrations.
Yeah, and so since when we started Massive Media back in 2014, Chicken Foundation was kind of the first campaign we did to introduce ourselves to the local market. It was like a satirical chicken adoption agency for the feral chickens. And people could go in there, and it was quite simple. We went around and we photographed 99 wild chickens and 1 duck. The duck was my favourite character. People then named them, and each time they named them, we gave money to charity. It was quite simple. And then in 2019, we did part 2, and it's become part of the identity of Massive Media, right? We've taken on this chickens saga, as this chicken saga is kind of like the part of our kind of ID, and we do these campaigns. And they're always related to giving money to charity. Because we give money to charity every year, but every 5 years or so, whenever we're doing these bigger campaigns, we get more and raise more. Yep. And so the chicken elections, people might remember in 2019, the chickens having been adopted, they now were forming to make their own legislative assembly. And so they were forming a government. This is part of the chicken story. And within that, we got people to vote for their favourite candidates. And each candidate was actually representing a charity. And when you voted for them, that the amount of money we raised from corporate sponsors, that was then divided between the charities based on the votes in the campaign. And we also did a survey with that one. We asked about various key social issues. So we're going to them now, and the phones will blow up. But this year now, for our 10 year, it's part 3 of the chicken saga, and this is Chickstarter. Now, it is a satirical business incubator, but that's kind of the dressing, the satire of it. Ultimately, people just need to go on the website, register with their email. Right, just to make an account, it's all free. And when they register, they're given 10,000 coins, right? The game coins, which we call Chickcoin. Obviously, it's Chickstarter, off Kickstarter, Bitcoin. We have Chickcoin, so it's our little fun game. And when you get these 10,000 coins, you then get to invest them, or just spend them, right, in the game between the charities. So we have 6 local charities. We've got Cayman Islands Cancer Society, Cayman Islands Humane Society, the Crisis Centre, ARC, Rotary, and Meals on Wheels. And it is when you go in there, each one of those charities, is represented by a chicken. A special project. We have the Wing Farm and Dolce Egg Gabbana beauty creams, right? And they're the front for these charities. But basically, when you get your 10,000 Chickcoin, you can divide them between those 6 charities however you like. And at the end of the campaign, which is ending on 8th of December, the total money we've raised, which is $19,000, will then be divided between the 6 charities based on the amount of Chickcoin that users give them. And so you can track through the whole campaign how much each charity has received. And then, at the end of the campaign, that's basically kind of the end game of it, is we will then distribute that 19,000 portioned out by how much Chickcoin they have received.
And we're going to have 3 winners today as well. So once you register, each week there'll be a prize draw. And then you can win fresh farm produce from one of the local farmers here, Farmer Clarence, which then gets delivered straight to your door if you're the lucky winner.
So there'll be 10 total winners. So 10 users. So it'll just be a random draw. So all you have to do is go and register your email address and make sure you spend your Chickcoin into the projects. And then you're entered in, so 10 people will get a month's supply of local fresh farm produce. It'll be delivered once a week for 4 weeks to you. And it'll be a mixture of... It's really neat.
To you, straight to your door.
So it'd be like a typical vegetable box from Farmer Clarence, our local farmer. I'm sure lots of people know Farmer Clarence. He's lovely, his food is delicious. So it could be, for example, your box could have a dozen eggs, spinach, pumpkin, sweet potato, tomatoes, cucumber, coconut, dried coconut, lemongrass, various things like that in a box. And we'll have it delivered to your home or your work, wherever you want it, once a week for 4 weeks, and 10 people get that. So there's a little prize for for the users, as well as we're raising money for the charity.
You used to set off like $200 worth of groceries right there.
These days, yeah, and
These
it's
days, yeah.
local and it's fresh, and so it's like it's good local stuff. And so we've got a bunch of awesome sponsors. If you go to chickstarter.ky, down the bottom, you can see loads of companies have come on and helped us, including Radio Cayman yourselves. Thank you very much, having us here and then helping us to promote this. And so all the money raised came from the sponsors. 100% of the money they gave over, that's going to the charities. All the kind of costs of Farmer Clarence and all of this and massive media, we cover that, but of course. So all of that money is going, and that is Chickstarter, Mr. Ray.
You just explained it a lot better than I read it.
Yeah, you frightened me with your summary.
Yeah, when I started going gamified digital
probably
currency
our
investment
fault.
platform, I'm like, hold on a second, wait a second. But no, you know what I like about this, the whole concept of this. You know, in this day and age, marketing covers so many different territories. And it's tough to find originality in any form of marketing nowadays. A lot of people are kind of building off of other people or stealing from other people, whatever it might be, right? And you've taken something that we see everywhere, every day, in our chickens, right? They're a nuisance half the time, most of the time. And you managed to turn something that's completely annoying to most people into something fun that's actually a fundraiser at the same time.
Excellent.
Like,
Yes, we tried to make it sort of eye-catching as well. You know, we wanted people to sort of play with it, and and bring some highlights to the charities as well. You know,
It is, yeah. There's it's true. It's such they're so ubiquitous and such part of kind of our culture, chickens, that it seemed like a really logical thing where we want to kind of identify ourselves as a local agency. So taking on this kind of chicken saga has kind of very much done that. And you're right about marketing. It's like, we're full service marketing agency, mass media, right? Part of this, we do our charity campaigns like this, and obviously part of it is like to show people who we are and what we do, right? So there's obviously some PR to it. And you're right, for all the kind of marketing work we do, it is hard to stand out or make something different. We're so saturated with campaigns everywhere, and especially at this time of year.
Yeah.
Like we've just released it during Black Friday, Christmas. The most difficult time to stand out. So we're aware.
Yeah.
So, but that challenge exists all the time. It's coming up with something, like it's not about being shocking, right? It's about maybe being relatable or unique, being creative, something that people care about. And trying to stand out from crowds with that is a constant challenge. You're right, and it's and we hope that this one's just a little bit different, a little bit of humor, a little bit of charity, some good-looking graphics, a cool mechanic, and it's fun to go on and play. Like go on and all the instructions are written on there. If you just make your way to chickstarter.ky,
It's humorous.
It's straightforward, and the instructions are there.
It's humorous, and it's actually it's such a simple concept. You just go on and that's something I like about it. Right? It's such a simplified version of just go on, put in your email address, and
it is
decide how you want to allocate
There is
your
one
10,000 chick coins, right?
exactly.
There's a little fun mechanic in there where we have the chicken stock market. All right.
So how does the chicken stock market work now?
Adam, do you want to tell about the chicken stock market? 'Cause I'm
Exactly.
talking a lot.
So sure, no problem. So when you register, you get your 10,000 chick coin, and then you get an option to either go and invest it straight away in the different charities, or you can gamble up to 5,000 chick coin. And with that, there's a good chance you may win and get even more to vote for your charity and to invest, or you potentially could lose it all. So that makes it fun, and there's a nice mechanic around it where you get to see some funny sort of tropes around how the market's gone up or gone down, and it's just another interactive element just to make it a little bit more exciting.
What's the name of the bad guy? Is it Elon Cluck?
Elon Duck.
Elon Duck.
Yeah.
Elon Duck.
I like when you guys play on the words there. Okay, on that note, let's go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, I want to dive more into this because there's actually I like how fun it is that it's a very child-friendly way to actually look at how to support charities.
Yep, sure.
Learn a little bit about, the investing. Not that you can learn a whole lot about investing, but, it is a fun way to kind of go,
Good
hey,
way to start.
this is how the world works kind of thing.
Exactly.
On that note, let's go to commercial break. Back with more talk today right after this.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Prescription refills made easy at Savannah Pharmacy. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929-5045.
The biggest luxury sale of the year is back again. For 4 days only, Kirk Freeport's Black Friday weekend sale will have once-a-year deals on jewelry, watches, fragrances, accessories, and more. From Thursday, November 28th until Monday, December 2nd, you can find unbeatable discounts from your favorite brands at Kirk Freeport's network of locations at The Strand, Cardinal Avenue, Bayshore Mall, and its La Perfumerie stores. Visit KirkFreeport.com for details. Don't miss out on the year's best deals at Kirk Freeport.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
CUC Advisory. Customers are advised of a scheduled outage on Thursday, November 28th between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. for Courts Road off Eastern Avenue in Georgetown. For more information, please contact CUC's customer service team at 949-5200, email service@cuc.ky, or visit their website at cuc-cayman.com.
Nominations are now open for National Heroes Day Awards 2025. This year, we honor Caymanian excellence in business in recognition of the icons of entrepreneurship, innovation, and leadership, those whose ingenuity and hard work have shaped our business community. Submit your nomination online at gov.ky/labor or email nhd@gov.ky for more details. The nomination deadline is November 30th. Don't wait. Make your nomination today.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
And welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. Again, pleased to have in studio Mr. Rich Dyer and Mr. Adam Sanders from Massive Media, here talking about the Kickstarter fundraiser campaign. Something that I think is actually a really fun way of looking at fundraising and supporting some of our major local charities here in Cayman. So, gentlemen, before the break, we talked about the makeup of the actual fundraiser and just something more or less a fun way for the community to go on and vote for who they want money to go towards.
Yes,
it's as simple as that, really.
Yeah, it's basically you're supporting your favorite or preferred charities of the 6 on the site. Yeah, and helping them like earn a greater portion of the $19,000 which is raised for this campaign. Yeah.
So let's talk about how you raised the $19,000. Where does this come from?
So we've been really grateful to various corporate partners who've come on board to help us. We've had help with just direct kind of cash donation from various corporate entities on the island. We've then had media support from the likes of yourselves, local companies who are helping to promote the campaign. And then I also want to count out there's 2 companies who helped us produce the video for the campaign. You might have seen it on YouTube. You'll see it on the website. We made a really funny, satirical video to promote the campaign. And I do want to shout out specifically to Boca Productions and Flipside Productions. They're 2 local Caymanian owned and operated companies. Boca is a film production, video production company. Flipside, they specialize in sound, but they also do some other bits. That's Brett McTaggart. And we've got Tom Blake over at Boca, and they are really amazing. It's one thing that's been really cool. Obviously, we work in media, we do video production, and to see there's this new generation of Caymanians coming through. There's loads of them, and they all do various different types of tasks within film and photo production, and it's really exciting. And Boca and Flipside are some of the best. We would say the best, obviously. And they made this cool video for us, and they had such a professional team. I'd never been on a shoot like it. Tom organized it all from Boca. And there was 9 guys, all Caymanian guys in there, from set design to key grips to gaffers to all various runners. And they had a whole production, and it was so professional, man.
And really fun. It was really fun to do as well. We had chicken handlers there. We had live chickens acting. To get the chicken to do what you want to do is pretty difficult.
Can you believe it? They actually have chicken fanciers here. So there was a lady who keeps her own chickens here, not content with the ferals. She has her own pet one, so she came down.
I know a few that have their own chickens from within some
Wonderful.
high level. I know some high level members of our Cayman's government who have their own chickens and their own chicken farms, and
but I wanted
fresh eggs every day.
I wanted to also then just call out some of the other sponsors as well, if you don't mind.
Please, yes.
Obviously, this is the time for that. So, we had lots of great sponsors, but I'm not going to list them all, because if you go on the website, please go to the footer and see them all. But there were a few who I just wanted to call out, who came on at kind of a rooster level, as we called it, a rooster sponsor. So that basically means that they gave a bit more, and they were a key supporter of a key charity. So we've got 6 charities, and they each had a corporate sponsor, which gave extra money to help them. So for the Cayman Islands Cancer Society, we had our friends over at ComOp, which do commodity optimizations, and you can find this company. They have an office here for... Oh, I should say the name of the projects as well, shouldn't I? Hold on, let me get the full... Joseph McCluckin with the Wing Farm, He's
the entrepreneur.
he's the entrepreneur who's representing the Cayman Islands Cancer Society, and it's the world's first wing farm instead of a wind farm, so using the flapping of chickens' wings to create power for the Cayman Islands. We had Sheldon Scott with the AI carrier chickens, who Alvarez and Marcel came on board to support. Alvarez and Marcel, great financial services company, office here. And then we had, Sheldon again. Oh, I think my favorite, Dolce Egg Gabbana beauty creams. Ray, for you, with Miss Susie Feathers. And she's representing the Cayman Islands Crisis Center, and our friends at Kirk Freeport are the supporters there. We then had, do you want to read in these, Adam?
You carry on, you're doing a good job.
We had Clara Chickenista, who also looks really cool, with chicken tinders, which is a way to stop wasting all of the leftover food. So you can post your leftover food and swipe left and right if you want that leftover food. Chicken tinders, yep. And that is our friends at Campbell's Law Firm. They are the sponsors, and that is representing the charity ARC, Acts of Random Kindness. We then had Ralph McFeatherbutt, who had come up with the Chickle Ball. This was one of your best ideas, I think.
It was one of the good ones.
Which is to reduce the noise pollution by pickleball. He'd come up with a new cluckle ball, which lets off gentle cluck sound instead. They are the Rotary Club of Grand Caymans project, and the good people over at HSM Law Firm came on for them. And then finally we have Chicken, Waffle and Daub, which is a project brought to you by Edward Bodden, which he's a visionary engineer from the BRAC who's dreamed of a revolutionary home and coop construction technique. And Edward is representing Meals on Wheels, and our friends at the Best Dressed Chicken, Jamaican Broilers, came on board to support those. So those are the charities, the projects, and the dear sponsors. Thank you to all our sponsors, but I just wanted to call out those 6 who came on for the kind of larger amount for the campaign.
Pardon me, can't believe I just had a real conversation.
Yeah. It doesn't seem real, does it?
It seemed very surreal to be on a national radio talk show.
Which one's your favorite, Ray? Which one's your favorite?
The chicken tender swipe.
chicken
No.
tenders is
might,
really
might have been the.
yeah, that's not a bad idea, really.
No, it's.
Exactly.
If we were a little bit more chill about sharing food.
I think that's a key part of why we did the sort of farm
It's
to
a
table
really
produce.
fun way. I will say it's a really fun way to look at how to support these 6 charities. There's always these, I support 5K runs. I support all the events that that are charities. This is such a different and novel concept for how to make it fun that kids can actually go. You can actually have kids go on and learn a little bit about investing. And
It is good.
pick where you want your charity.
It's appropriate for kids because it does have some there's some serious underpinnings in there. Even though it's very satirical and jovial of nature, but it's very focused on the sustainable. The need for sustainability, and all the projects talk about sustainability. The prizes we're giving away a month of local farm produce grown
just
here.
for going on and playing.
Yeah, and it's that should be something that's more of a habit. More people can buy more local food. So it's also promoting farmer clearance, and then there are elements in there which are also show things like the ticker from like an investment ticker, and it talks about kind of stock market. It's light touch, but also touches on a few parts about investing and what my words
educational as well. It's a brief look into a simple investment platform.
And as you know, Ray, that's kind of in marketing. You do that. It's a bit subliminal. You try and put. You don't want to throw, "Hey guys, be sustainable" in their face. But if you dress it up and you put a bit of effort and creativity into something like this, then hopefully those messages about the local food and the sustainable projects and environment, they bleed through into people while they're interacting with the site. And so it's good for kids to get on there. It's very positive and fun and very kid. It's a very family friendly site.
There's so many elements of the conversation today. Granted, there's about half the conversation today where I kind of sat here dumbfounded, going, "Wait, this is a real conversation."
We got there.
But then on the flip side of it, there's actually once you get through the funniness of it and the humor and satirical nature of it, there's another side of this conversation where we're talking about. You mentioned the 2 local firms that have helped build the videos for you, and the work you guys are connecting with the young Caymanian community. That's helping with the creation of these campaigns. We talk about the marketing element, and we have so many agencies and so many people that are going off to school to study marketing. When I look at this campaign, just kind of open your eyes to how much you can do with something as simple as chickens. Something as simple as what we have, right? I read a campaign, just to go slightly off the topic. There's a guy in the States that has a new company. It's called potatoes in the mail. All he does is send out potatoes with a message on it that you can call in. Say, "I want you to send a potato to Adam with this message on it. Here's $10." He sends him a potato. You open a bag, and it's done for the reaction of, "I got a potato," right? That simple marketing gimmick.
Just in time for Christmas.
It was just a simple
That's
thing.
Cameo on French fries.
How often is that for a simple office joke, right?
Exactly.
And this guy's built a $200,000 a year company doing this. When I look at this scenario, right, this is such a simple concept that you've really taken to a gamified level where you've actually made it interactive for people to go on and decide how does $19,000 get distributed amongst your 6 funds, right?
And
I love it. I think it's a great.
You're right with Boca and flip side. They're young Caymanian businesses. Like I said, there's a lot of young Caymanians coming up to marketing. Marketing's good here. Marketing is a really good industry here. Cayman is an international, center.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so we have several clients who have offices in other countries. So then we get the opportunity to work in Europe, in Asia, in America. So we get those opportunities. Marketing does that. It's easy to kind of work in marketing regionally and globally as well from here. And there's, like I said, there's a really good generation coming up underneath who we've started working with. We've been in this game. I've been doing marketing for 17 years, and so now I'm now seeing these kids come down. I'm now able to speak like that, Ray. I'm of an age where I could talk about the generation coming up behind me. And there's a bunch of them, so we started working with them and seeing what they can do, and it's cool. It's like a little industry. There's a little network here that's going.
It's a huge bubbling industry.
Yeah, man. Yeah, marketing's a good career for any young up and comers listening who want to work in Cayman. There's opportunities.
There is. On that note, we do have to go to 1 p.m. headline news. Before we go, though, run through again the website and how people can go on and get involved.
Chickstarter.ky, which is spelled like it sounds, Chick, C-H-I-C-K, starter, S-T-A-R-T-E-R.ky, and you go in there, and top right you will see a sign up button in yellow. hit that and stick your email address in, and just follow the instructions. It's easy from there. You'll
Easy
get an
peasy.
email which you have to then click to confirm your email address, just to prevent bots,
Sure,
making multiple. And then once you click that, that's it, you're in. And you'll see there's a lovely big step 1, step 2, step 3 instructions on the site. So if you ever get lost, just follow those. And then, get on and help your preferred charity to get as much money from the 19th as it can. It's Cancer Society, Humane Society, Crisis Centre, ARC, Rotary Club of Grand Cayman, and Meals on Wheels.
Gentlemen, thank you so much again, and
Thank you for
all
having
the
us.
best for the holiday season.
Thanks for having us,
you.
Ray. Always a pleasure, mate.
You're most
Happy
welcome.
Thanksgiving for Sunday.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Same to
everyone.
you. On that note, let's go to our 1 p.m. headline news. When we come back, we'll be sitting down with Pastor Andrew Ebanks about the National Day of Prayer. Back with more talk today, right after this.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With your latest headlines, I'm April Cummings. The Accountant General advises the Treasury Department and Treasury Cashier Counter will be closed to the public from 11 a.m. on Friday, the 29th of November for the Ministry of Finance Christmas Luncheon. Normal business hours will resume on Monday, the 2nd of December at 8:30 a.m. for the Treasury and Ministry offices and at 9 a.m. for the Cashier Counter. In international headlines, President Joe Biden has said the U.S. will make another push with regional powers for a ceasefire in Gaza involving the release of hostages and the removal of Hamas from power. His remarks on X come just hours after a ceasefire came into force in Lebanon between Israel and Hezbollah, ending nearly 14 months of conflict. Hamas says it hoped for a similar deal in Gaza, but continues to reject Israel's demands, which it perceives as surrender. NASA astronauts aboard the International Space Station showcased their Thanksgiving meal ahead of the holiday. On Thursday, Don Pettit, Nick Hague, Sunita Williams, and Barry Butch Wilmore will enjoy vacuum-packed smoked turkey, Brussels sprouts, and butternut squash. Williams and Wilmore remain on the ISS due to issues with the Boeing Starliner capsule they arrived in back in June. Those are your headlines. I'm April Cummings.
Radio Cayman. More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands.
In the early 1900s, the Sister Islands enjoyed a relative prosperity, with the cultivation and subsequent exports of coconut being the primary industry, as Commissioner Sanguinetti would note during his 1902 visit.
Business seemed brisk. There has been a very large coconut crop, such as not born for years, and the carrying capacity of the island vessels to deal with the export of nuts have been shipped between October and February last.
The coconut industry would continue to expand with the expansion of plantations into large tracts of unused land.
Information from this historical vignette was sourced from Founded Upon the Seas, A History of the Cayman Islands and Their People by Michael Creighton and the New History Committee.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
And welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. And I suppose a big thank you again to the team from Massive Media, Rich and Adam, who were here just now discussing their Kickstarter fundraiser. I think is a really fun way of looking at how to increase donations to some of our big charities here in Cayman. But now we're turning our attention to the National Day of Prayer, and very pleased to have in studio Pastor Ebanks and Pastor Haylock. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Welcome to Talk Today.
Thank you for having us. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. So, we asked two gentlemen before. we asked the two. Sorry for those who are listening on air. Simple little headphone issues that we were having. My apologies, Pastor. So, jumping into the National Day of Prayer, before we get into that, looking at Cayman Thanksgiving, we had asked our gentlemen that were here earlier about Cayman Thanksgiving that's coming up, and asked them what they were grateful for. So if I could ask you the same question, Pastor Ebanks, what are you grateful for this Cayman Thanksgiving?
I have a long list that I could give you, but definitely grateful for my family. Grateful for coming through another hurricane season with a lot of thanks in my heart that we didn't have any destruction like some other places did. There's a whole long list of things I could really name, but I'll give you those two to start.
It's good. Sure. It's a good list. It's a good list right off the bat. And Pastor Haylock?
Well, I could piggyback on Andrew's for sure, because it has really been we've been blessed to have come through a hurricane season so I would have to say basically untouched. Yeah. After many people have lost so many of their personal things, plus lives have been lost, and I don't think anybody. Couple of shingles blew off in one of the weathers, and that was pretty much about what we've had here. I think it is very fitting, as the scriptures say, let everything that have breath praise God.
Amen.
And I would say that, and really to think about family is usually one of the top of the list, while my immediate family plus my church family to secure the premises and thing was priority, because we wanted them to be well. We have a hall that we use as a hurricane shelter for the church, and so far we only had to use it one time, and we in that one we received no injuries in our immediate family. I'm so grateful for how God really blessed us and helped us to be able to afford some shutters. Yeah. So we were pretty well prepared for it, and I give God thanks for that.
I echo that all the way, and we look at, granted, our sister islands did take a heavier beating recently than we did.
Yeah.
And Lower Cayman took, I know some places are only now recently getting power back not too long ago. And understandably, but comparatively speaking to the rest of the region, when you look at the flooding that happened in the States, you look at some massive disaster areas in the United States, you look around the Caribbean, and how many places out the Caribbean have taken a beating.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. It was almost like we were playing dodgeball this entire season.
Yeah, yeah.
And thankfully, so we let's keep playing dodgeball, right?
Yeah.
And keep dodging it, but cheers to you. I mean, you're absolutely right. The happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, for sure. It was funny. I told the church just before this last storm. I can't remember the name of it now, but this last storm that came up on us really quickly. And I said to the church, I said, that day I thought to myself, because I still had my shutters up on my, I still have my shutters up on my house. And I said to them, I said, I apologize, because I said, that same day that we got the notification saying that the storm is coming, I had just thought to myself, it's time for me to take my shutters off my house. I'm sick of living in the dark. And I said, as soon as I thought that, I literally got a message on my phone that said, there's a storm coming. I was like, oh my goodness, like why? But you know, we do have a lot to be thankful for. We really do.
You know, it's one of the reasons I love Canada. Every jurisdiction in the world. And before the show, we talked about like some of the places who have gotten really beat up and are struggling, still struggling right now, heavily struggling.
Yeah, that's true.
Months on from just like it would have been here 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Very often, especially on this show and our morning show, we hear a lot of the frustrations that the community have in various capacities.
Yeah.
But when it's all said and done, when all the chips have fallen and everything's said and done, why I really love Cayman Thanksgiving is because we're sitting here being able to go and have this conversation.
Yeah.
There's places in the world you can't go and get on the radio because the radio station is gone.
Yeah.
Point blank. The station's gone. The building's gone, right?
Yeah.
You just can't just go on and have this conversation, right? They have very limited access to food.
Yeah.
While our food's expensive, no question about it.
Yeah.
We still have access to food, right? The shelves are still stocked, and the community is still functioning, and government's still looking out for people, and people are still looking out for people. The world isn't all bad.
Yeah.
People are still being neighborly and looking out for their neighbors.
That's
so the world's not completely. Although social media will probably tell us otherwise. You just turn on Facebook for one quick second, and
you're depressed.
You're depressed within 3 seconds of looking at it, right?
Yeah.
But the reality, there's a lot to be thankful for at the end of the day, and hence why you fine gentlemen are here today.
Yeah.
So walk us through it. National Day of Prayer.
Yeah, so National Day of Thanksgiving and Prayer is an annual event that we've done for many years. I don't even know how far back this goes, but the Cayman Ministers Association has put it on for many years and continues to do so. And so it's going to be on Monday, this coming Monday, the 2nd of December, and it's always the first Monday in December. And so we're doing it again this year, and we will be on the lawn of the Glass House. So just right around the corner from here, and we will be there to pray. And so it's at 12 noon, and we do it from noon till 12:50 because we know people need to get in and out as far as lunch and stuff is concerned. But it's honestly just a time, as the name of it is, the National Day of Thanksgiving and Prayer. And what's great is that even though this existed before Cayman Thanksgiving started to kind of become a thing, it's around the same time. Yes, so it's a great opportunity to just tie those things together, to be able to just give God thanks for His mercy and His grace on us, not just for the hurricane season, but in anything, because you know I think gratitude is a mindset, and you know we have the opportunity, regardless of what we're going through, to make the choice to be thankful, or to find things to be thankful for. Because as we kind of said before the show, I mean, there's always reasons to give for why you're angry or upset or ungrateful for what's happening. Yes. There's a long list that we can give, and if we're all being honest, we tend to try to avoid some of those people sometimes. How you doing? And it's like I don't want to ask that person how they're doing because I'll be here for the next hour listening to what's happening.
You're a pastor saying this.
But let's be honest.
It's true. It's true.
Let's be honest. You know, I'm a firm believer in being honest about it. And there's some people we're so skeptical to even ask them how you doing, because you know that nothing good is going to come out of their mouth. Yeah. And you know, we want to be a people who practice gratitude, and give thanks to God, and that takes intentionality. And so, because of all of that, I think the National Day of Thanksgiving and Prayer was born out of that idea that we want to give thanks to God, and therefore we want to provide an opportunity for us as a community, as churches, as the Cayman Islands, to really just come together and say, God, thank you. We know everything isn't perfect. Like you said, groceries might be a little too expensive. The mortgage might be a little too high. The bank account might be a little more drained than I want it to be. But thank you nonetheless for how you have blessed us. And so, you know, that's been a big part of the heart that the Cayman Ministers Association has had, behind this whole idea of the National Day of Prayer, National Day of Thanksgiving and Prayer. So, yeah.
Can you say anything? Because that was pretty good.
Yeah,
that was really good.
Yes, but it is true. I mean, I've been here several times with Pastor Bob as well to introduce the day of Thanksgiving in prayer, and I believe it is a wonderful thing. And the last time I think we had a very good turnout, and I believe people are starting to realize that while they can't give their whole lunch hour to it, I mean, go in or come in either way, just a couple minutes to pop in and say, well, at least I was there, I joined in a song, I heard this. Yeah. It's a little way of saying, Lord, thank you. Mm-hmm. It's just like, I mean, like the God leaves us with the whole 90% of our salary. We give him 10% for all of the blessings that he has bestowed upon us, and I think so. You pop in even just enough to say, well, thank you, Lord, that we wasn't hit massively by a hurricane, or also you could add on that just to be here, we should be thankful. It was remiss of me, I guess, as you mentioned, the sister island, even on one of them got a little heavier hit, and sometimes it's just so easy to just think of right here, so it was remiss of me too to not have said it, and it's never been intentionally, but because we are mindful that we have two sisters out there, sometimes gets the brunt of it, while we're just able to hear what happened. So, but we've been blessed. But I think I know Pastor Allison and Pastor Al. They were some of probably the longest reigning. Was the sort of the startups of this function, and I believe that Pastor Bob has been faithful in carrying it on. At least when I came into the Ministers Association, it was under Pastor Bob, and but I knew Pastor Al and Alson pretty much all of my life, So they were involved with it even before I became involved with it.
So how many pastors are actually a part of the actual crew that are actually speaking on Monday? Because it is next Monday.
Yeah. So, well, obviously we want to have so much time, so we're limited in the number of pastors that can actually participate from the perspective of praying or leading the event. But generally speaking, we get pretty good support from a good majority of pastors on the island. Who are involved with the Cayman Ministers Association. One of the things that a lot of people think is that the Cayman Ministers Association represents all churches. It doesn't.
I thought it did.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
so, yeah. So we have a good cross section of churches and denominations.
Sure.
But it's a beautiful thing to do that. Jesus prayed for unity in his church, and it's a beautiful thing. I mean, even when you consider, even Pastor Haylock and myself, I mean, we're from two different denominations, but we're here in unity, and the Ministers Association really enjoys a good cross section of churches, but also fellowship amongst us, because actually the Cayman Ministers Association is a fellowship body, so it's it really was started with the premise in mind of pastors getting together, praying for one another. It's hard to get pastors together, not feed them, so they'd eat a little bit of food, and they would pray for one another, and that was really the premise of it. Now, of course, as social issues and those things arise, then because we have a heart for those things, we tend to really connect across those things. But because of that, things like the National Day of Prayer and then the National Day of Thanksgiving and Prayer, which are two different things, sound very close, but two different things. And other events that we do throughout the year. Easter time we do the sunrise services and all those kinds of things. So You know, all those things were kind of born out of that fellowship that we have. So you know, the goal is not just for people to come and hear the pastors pray though at the National Day of Thanksgiving and Prayer, because that's one of the things that that I think sometimes can be a little confusing. It's like, all right, well, do I come to this just to hear the pastors pray? No, you might have a pastor who leads a particular topic of prayer, but the goal is for all of us to come out there and for all of us to pray. And so, you know, we don't just want it to be a small select group of pastors who are praying, but that all, whether you're a pastor or you're a lay minister or you just attend church, whatever the case may be, that you come and participate in the prayer process and give thanks to God. So,
Amen.
you know, one of the things I tell my church all the time is that, you know, I can help you, but I can't give thanks for you. You know, that's something you have to do.
That's a powerful line.
Yeah,
that's a really powerful line. Actually, that's a line a lot of parents could use. Actually,
yeah,
you know,
very true.
Parents can, you know, they can teach about it, but they can't say thank you for you.
Yeah,
you have to go out and, you know, be that better social citizen yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Very well said.
That's what I mean. It's commonly a term that used. You can take the horse to the water, but
Yeah.
you can't make it drink.
Yeah.
You know, something 2 tons.
My dad is listening right now. He would be like, "See, told you." One of my dad's favorite lines when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that one a lot too.
See, it's a generation thing, right? It's a generation thing right here.
Well, this is 2 generations because Pastor Andrew's father and myself was very good friends. Our means of transportation was either walking or a bicycle. I remember falling off of the handlebar of his bicycle one day, got dropped more on my face. But it was just something different. And now, you know, Pastor Andrew is following in his father's footsteps, giving thanks, and it is so wonderful to see continuity. I love to see it. There's always something to be thankful for, Ray.
I completely agree. You know, and with that said, I putting it in real terms, and because we have therapists who are on the show on a regular basis discussing mental health challenges and issues that people may be facing, or financial, whatever it might be. Like, everyone goes through at some point those dark storms, right?
Yeah.
And it's very, very challenging when you're in the middle of a storm to go thank you. Because you're getting punched upside the head 5 different ways. It's very difficult to say. And when you look around and I can bring up that social media, you turn on your Facebook, whatever, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, the world's going crazy again.
Yeah.
And I'm going crazy. My world's this, and my bank's saying this, and my grocery store's saying this, and it's very difficult to turn around and go, you know what? I'm grateful for my kids. I'm grateful for the roof. I'm grateful for I still have electricity, and whatever it might be, right? That we kind of overlook and take for granted because it's always around us, right?
Yeah.
You're right. There's always something that you can look at and go,
Sure.
Grateful for the shoes on my feet, whatever, you know, whatever it might be. Like, there's those that are struggling, some more than others. No one's saying otherwise. Like, that's the reality of life, right?
Yeah, for sure. And you know, like you just mentioned, social media. I mean, when we look at rates of depression and stuff like that, how they have increased so dramatically just in the last few years, and I think that has contributed. And don't get me wrong, I'm not one of these people that are like, oh no, social media is all bad. No, because it has some great uses as well.
Absolutely.
But you know, one of the things that we've seen through that process is there's such heightened levels now of or to say it differently, we struggle more, I think, with what we have and being thankful for what we have, because we don't have what everyone else has, and we have more access into people's lives and more access to people who are trying to intentionally impress us. And what ends up happening is that we have a hard time then being grateful for what we have and giving thanks for what we have, because we see what everyone else has or supposedly has, right?
Yeah, of course.
And I always laugh at this meme, but it's so true, and it's so deep on so many levels, because there's this meme where this guy is sitting and he looks like he's on a plane, and as he's sitting there, all of a sudden the camera begins to zoom out, and it's a guy that has a toilet seat.
Yes, I've seen this one.
And it's in front of a TV
Yes, yes.
that has an image of clouds, and it looks like he's on a plane
looks like he's
until
on
it
a plane.
zooms out.
Yep.
And it's like, and it's the reality is we think that's just a joke, but the reality is there are people who literally will take the time, put together the whole setup and everything just to try and do that, to impress somebody, to make them think I went away recently. And then, here is somebody sitting in there going, how can they afford to go away? I haven't gone away in 3 years, or whatever it is. And then it's like, oh, I need to take a trip too. And then all of a sudden we're in debt now because we got jealous of something that somebody supposedly had.
Sure.
And felt pressure to then go and do it ourselves. And there's so much more pressure now, I think, on us because of these dynamics. And if we're not careful, we will end up in those places where, like you said, we'll struggle with mental health issues, we'll struggle with depression and all these things. And so, I think back to the Apostle Paul, and it's one of my prayers for my own life. He said, I've learned how to be content regardless of what I have. Whether I have a lot or I have a little, I've learned to be content. And and that's been my own prayer for my own life, really, is Lord, help me to be content with what I have. That doesn't mean that I don't want better. That doesn't mean that I don't want to see improvement for myself, for my family, for my wife, for my kids. But it means that, regardless of what I have, help me to be thankful for those things, even as I work to improve those things. Yes. And I think if we can get to a place where, yes, I don't think there's anything wrong with desiring better.
No, that's human nature.
Yeah.
Human nature says to desire better.
Yeah.
That's if it didn't do that, we wouldn't survive as a species.
No, absolutely.
Competition would have eaten us a long time ago.
Yeah. and I think biblically you can argue that as well, that God wants us to desire better. For instance, there's a verse in the Bible, one of my favorite verses to challenge me, is that a good father leaves an inheritance to his children's children. So not just to his children, but to his grandchildren. And so I think in order for me to leave a decent inheritance requires that I have something to actually leave behind. And so just from that perspective, desire better, yes, but be grateful for what you have.
There's a discipline in that, right? You have to be a grounded, disciplined person to actually take that to heart, because the drive, especially when you're young, and I think that feeds into habits as you grow up, the drive for external validation. Mm-hmm. The posting of the picture of the toilet seat just to show that you pretend that I went on vacation when really I was holding a toilet seat beside my head and doing nothing more than pretending, right? The desire for that external approval versus that internal, that whatever that internal calibrating mechanism is that says, I'm grateful for what I have in this moment. I don't need someone else to go, hey, you look amazing today. You look at social media filters. They put filters on to change how they look on the screen. And I get it. There's an element of funness to it. I can understand why. But when it takes over the conversation.
Godliness with contentment, the scripture say, is great gain. Because we brought nothing, and it's a surety we can take nothing. And I concur with what Pastor Andrew said about the inheritance. But I also feel like one of the greatest assets along the line of inheritance is a godly heritage. My grandfather and my mother, we grew up so very poor. But not poorly. I tell people, I say I was raised poor, but not poorly. I like learned manners, respect, and fear for God. That was part of my upbringing. And when I look back today, my grandfather that raised me, along with my mother, he didn't leave me $1, but what a man had faith. What a man. He prayed as well when we was with children. We got cut, people rushing to the hospital. He just got there and put some, I had a cut on my knee sometime, when I was a boy, I could see my kneecap looking right down. And all he came there and grabbed a handful of salt and throw it on top, and grabbed a piece of white cloth and throw it over that. And I have that scar up until today. I was looking right down into my kneecap.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you.
But prayer, you know, today, what many times what's happening is that we're more interested in things, and Jesus cautioned us against that. Say, take heed and beware of covetousness, because a man's life does not consist in the abundance of the things that one possess. You know, because even if you could leave a lot of things, but you don't have the substance, you don't have, they don't know how, with God's help, to manage. You will soon come off like the prodigal boy.
You know, Pastor, let's go to a quick commercial break, if you don't mind. If you don't, stick around for a few extra more minutes. Sure. Because I think this conversation is actually, we've covered a lot of territory in the conversation, and from social media to knee injuries and salt on wounds. But let's go to a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll be continuing the conversation on the National Day of Prayer with Pastor Ebanks and Pastor Haylock. Back more talk today right after this.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At Valley Med Pharmacy on Walker's Road and in Boddentown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin are the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit Valley Med Pharmacy on Walker's Road or Boddentown. Live happy, live healthy with Valley Med Pharmacy.
Catch the Paramount Carpet Black Friday sale on now till Saturday, November 30th with 25% off in-stock carpets, 25% off in-stock tiles, and up to 75% off select items. All orders should be collected by December 4th or storage fees will apply. See in store for terms and conditions. Save big at the Paramount Carpet Black Friday sale on now till Saturday, November 30th. Visit us in store at 317 North Sound Road, Industrial Park. Open Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. till 5 p.m. and Saturday, 7:30 a.m. till 2 p.m. Call 949-5000.
We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount Carpets.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
And welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, and grateful to have our Pastor Ebanks and Pastor Aylock able to stay in the studio for another 10-15 minutes to discuss the upcoming National Day of Prayer. For those who may have missed the segment before, a lot of this stemming from not only but from Cayman Thanksgiving and the concept of basic gratitude. It's a simple concept, a lot of times not easy, but it's a simple concept. To be thankful for things that we have, or scenarios that we may be blessed with. Not easy though.
No.
When we talk about that, there's so many, whether it's distractions, talk about our phones and the distraction of our phones, whether it's whatever storm you personally might be going through in your family or yourself in your life, and it's very difficult to stop for and pause because the noise, the chaos is constantly just surrounding you, right? And hence why you're here.
Today, Ray, what I would just like to say before we have to leave, because Thanksgiving as we know it is associated with a wonderful meal. Nobody forgets it. You know, everybody's making plans for Thanksgiving. But because a group of people are gathering in the middle of town to say, hey, God, you've been good to us again. I mean, when we know now December 1st is our Thanksgiving, Monday is a continuation, basically, the Ministers Association Day of Prayer. It is something annual, and we look forward to it. Not, and like Pastor Andrew said, it's not just to come out there and hear a couple of pastors say or do something, but we should feel just like how we want to make sure we got something to pull up the chair to around our table for Thanksgiving. We should also have some gratitude in our heart to God. Either way, even when we were hit by Ivan, I still had a lot to be thankful for. And we all had a lot that was alive. We had a lot to be thankful for. We had life, and I mean, when we can come through a hurricane season pretty much as untouched, even the sister islands that got a little more impact than us. Hey, Cayman Brack, Little Cayman, be thankful. You know, so I heard, I think it was Charlie Pride that sang the song. He said he once heard a man say that all he wanted in life was money. But he said, but he could see and he could talk. He could hear and he could walk. He said, man, be thankful. For some folks, those things would mean a lot. Be thankful for what we have. Because, I mean, you know what Ray Charles would give to see? And this one would, you know, the Superman would have gave the walk again. Hey, people can walk, but the really important things that we all have, you know, coming from Almighty God, we don't give God the gratitude and thanks that we really should for the basics, because it's in Him that we live and move and have our being. So every day, Ray, should be a Thanksgiving Day. Could be a Thanksgiving Day, but especially when we are so forcibly reminded, hey, the first Monday that we go into December, people should have that marked on the calendar and try to make an effort to get out. Not because, like I said, a few pastors that you might even personally know is there, but join those that are thankful. And I believe that that's pretty much the crux of what it's all about, that National Day of Prayer. It's national because we want everybody to feel. I'm pretty sure does it be recorded by Radio Cayman? Do they have do you all
I believe last year we carried it live, didn't we? I may be wrong on that one. I could be wrong on that one. If I am, I apologize.
I think somebody usually at least comes out and takes at least a couple of snippets of what's happening, some pictures or something.
Yeah.
But let me put it to you this way: sometimes I see your staff out there. I can't say that I've ever asked what they're doing there, but I have seen a few of your staff there from time to time. So I'm not 100% sure, but
I thought for whatever reason I thought we had carried it previously. I could have been wrong on that, but I do know that our news team has come out and got some snippets of it as well. Because it is
to make it more national.
That would, I think it's an important element, especially on the date that it falls into, falling Cayman Thanksgiving. And Pastor Aylock, you mentioned the money element versus the being grateful for our senses and everything else. I saw this using social media, like it has its benefits, right?
It has its benefits.
And there was this gentleman on the street doing an interview, and I think the question initially was meant to be a facetious question, and it turned out to be a very powerful one. The guy was asked, would you want $10 million tomorrow? And the answer was, well, yeah, why wouldn't I? And the next question was, what if you didn't wake up tomorrow morning, though? What if the trade-off of the $10 million was that you don't get to wake up tomorrow morning? You get today. You can party it up today. But tomorrow, the game's done. And the answer was, well, no, I don't want it. And the lesson of it was then every day is worth that $10 million, because make the best and be grateful for today. Own today is always worth $10 million. And this was a young 20-year-old kid and at first he looked like he was all goofy, but he wasn't. He may have looked goofy, but he was speaking such a powerful, simple statement of today is worth $10 million. Whether you wake up, it's worth $10 million. Just make the most of it. And be grateful for everything you have, because the trade-off is something very, very different that you don't get to take with you.
That's true.
One of my favorite sayings is "Carpe diem."
Seize the day.
Seize the day. And I know that means a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but for me, it really comes down to the fact of that. My belief is that one or two things that could happen every day. One of them is I could die. The second one is that Christ could come back. Whichever one happens first, I don't know. But whatever day I have, I want to make the most of it with God's help. And so there's a doxology. They always said it here.
I'm ready for both.
I'm ready for both. Amen. I'm ready for both. I'm ready for both. I realize that. But I recognize that, and for me, there's this premise that I always want to be thankful for every day.
Yes.
And not just like you said, Pastor Haylock, that it's not just Thanksgiving Day. It's every day is Thanksgiving Day, and so I teach my kids every day we get up, we give God thanks for another day, because there's millions of people around the world that didn't wake up this morning, but we give God thanks. And I think there's something powerful in, we have this saying, we say, show me your friends and I'll show you your future.
That's a great line.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that we don't often do enough is surround ourselves with people who also also have gratitude. And there's the doxology is a famous it's a chant and a song and all kinds of different things, but there's a line in it that says, "Praise God from whom all blessings flow."
Yes.
And sometimes that blessing is just, I woke up this morning and I've got breath in my lungs, and I can still see, I can still walk. There's always something to be thankful for. And I think that as a community, we never want to lose sight of the fact that what we have has been given to us by God, so much so that we put it in our coat of arms. He has founded us upon the seas and established us on the waters. And because of that, I think it's important that we make sure as a community that we come together and say, thank you, God, for everything you've done. Because 20 years ago, we were definitely giving God thanks after Ivan, because it could have been so much worse. I mean, yeah, we lost a bunch of stuff, like you said, but who cares if you lose your house, you know, if you died in that process, you know? I mean, we were thankful to just be alive. And even though most of us had nothing or very little, you know, we were just thankful to be alive, and we found reasons. And I'll never forget that first Sunday after Hurricane Ivan, our church, we gathered outside because we couldn't get inside. I mean, inside was just a mess.
Yeah, of course.
And we gathered outside the church. There was none of the fancy stuff that we feel are necessary for church now. There was no sound system. I don't even know if we had instruments. You know, like everybody just gathered outside the church, and we just gave God thanks in the parking lot. And we have that opportunity to do that again on Monday.
All right, so on that note, we do have to go to our quick commercial break, but before we do, run us through again the details for Monday.
So Monday, National Day of Thanksgiving and Prayer. It starts at 12 noon sharp, and it'll be for about 45 to 50 minutes, and it'll be on the Glass House lawn. And we're just gathering together to give God thanks and pray. And everyone is invited to come out and join us, so please do come and join us.
Pastor Eubanks, Pastor Herlick, we do a commercial break. Thank you so much again for coming in, though. Final words, very, very quickly.
Yes, well,
very quick.
I'm glad that we were able to come, and I'm praying that more of our people would find another reason to be very thankful for again as we come to the end of another hurricane season.
Amen.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much again. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us. Yes.
No, thank you. Actually, this is a really enjoyable conversation.
Yeah, same here.
Happy Cayman Thanksgiving.
Same to you. God bless you.
You know, I'll be off here now.
No, not just yet. We're going in just a second.
But
let's go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll be sitting down with Miss Luigi from Cayman Cabana. Back with more talk today, right after this.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Protect your computers and mobile devices with security software to defend against cyber attacks through viruses, malware, and other online threats. Be aware of unsecure Wi-Fi connections when in public. If you need to access your online banking or sensitive information on your mobile devices, try disabling the Wi-Fi and switching to data from your mobile network. If you suspect a fraud attempt, please contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
This Thanksgiving, the Ministry of Health and Wellness would like to encourage you to hold the salt. 12% of Cayman residents always or often add salt or salty sauce to their food. Diets high in salt are associated with raised blood pressure, increased risk of heart diseases, gastric cancer, and kidney disease. To learn more, log on to www.gov.ky/steps or follow us on Facebook. Let's step into wellness together, Cayman.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone, and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Don't wait another day. Priced Right's Black Friday is on now at Priced Right's Airport Center and Priced Right Republics. Get a 65-inch Samsung Ultra HD Smart TV for $419.99. Save $300. And Fuse Sound with an Altamia Nova Ultra Slim soundbar for $89.99. Save $30. But hurry, sale ends Saturday, November 30th. Find the full Black Friday sale catalog online at pricedright.ky. Shop happy this Black Friday at Priced Right.
Get ready for a day of food, fun, and fellowship. Join Webster Memorial United Church in Boddington for a Thanksgiving Beach Fun Day this Saturday, November 30th at Cowood Beach, Boddington from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. We're serving up delicious traditional Caymanian dishes such as stewed turtle, stewed conch, lobster, crab, Cayman beef, fried fish, barbecued chicken, and all the sides. Plus, don't miss our thrift stall grab bag. There'll be entertainment by Theoline McCoy Primary and others. Come enjoy great food, fantastic bargains, and be entertained, all in support of the church's outreach ministries. That's this Saturday, November 30th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Cowood Beach, Boddington. See you there.
Social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube. Download our official Radio Cayman app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman. Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
And welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. And to apologize, we do not have Miss Luigi in studio. Unfortunately, did have to do the work thing. The work thing does kick in. But we can make some announcements on his behalf. So a few announcements today before we get into our next segment, which will be featuring the First Assembly Singing Christmas Tree. I do want to say thank you again to Massive Media and the team there, Mr. Rich and Mr. Adam, and their Chickstarter campaign. Definitely check it out, chickstarter.ky. That was a really fun way to engage the community around fundraising. And you don't have to put any money into it. It was just a scenario of go on and pick who you want to donate the charity to, but it's just done in a really fun way. To Pastor Ebanks and Pastor Haylock, who were just in studio speaking on behalf of Cayman Thanksgiving and the National Day of Prayer. The Cayman Thanksgiving coming up this Sunday, marking the end of hurricane season, and National Day of Prayer taking place on Monday as well. Two very noble initiatives. While Cayman Thanksgiving might be on the newer side, it's now been a recognized day on our government calendar. It's something we've always had. It's just something they kind of formalized, and kind of a very interesting story there behind it, about how it came to be, and just really a cool story. I think they have a website. I think it's CaymanThanksgiving.ky as well for that. But a couple quick announcements as well. The First Baptist tent sale taking place this Saturday, November 30th at the First Baptist Christian School Gym from 7 a.m. until 10 a.m. There's also the International Men's Day basketball tournament as well on Saturday, starting at 9 a.m. That's up at Cabana Bay. And the Christmas at the Museum as well on Saturday. So quite a bit taking place on Saturday. And then, of course, the National Heroes Day nominations are open for NHD Awards in 2025, honoring Caymanian excellence in business. You can submit your nomination online at gov.ky/labor or email nhd@gov.ky for more information. Now, later on in this show, the Farm to Table, which we were supposed to feature today from 1:30 to 2 p.m., taking place at Cayman Cabana. This is in honor of Caribbean Tourism Month, and the Department of Tourism is a supporter of the event. Unfortunately, Mr. Luigi was not able to stay with us in studio due to work commitments, but the event is taking place November 30th from 7 to 9 p.m. at Cayman Cabana. I believe reservations are required for this, but this is a farm-to-table event. Local farmers providing the food and produce to be served fresh at your table. Something we don't see as often as I think we'd all like to see is the more voluminous amounts of farmers really supporting or having the opportunity rather to support the restaurant industry. directly. And so kudos to Mr. Luigi and the team at Cayman Cabana. That's the Farm to Table for Caribbean Tourism Month, November 30th. That's this Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. Reservations are required, so definitely give them a call at Cayman Cabana. The First Assembly Singing Christmas Tree. This is the next event. So much going on Saturday. We'll be featuring this one just after our 2 p.m. headline news. That's on Saturday, November 30th and Sunday, December 1st at 6 p.m. at the Lions Center. What better way to ring in Cayman Thanksgiving? And she showed up ahead of time, so I had to haul her into the studio. We have Miss Claudine here, who's representing the First Assembly team, and we have two other guests coming in a few minutes, Miss Reba and Mr. Jeff as well. So Miss Claudine, so we have a few minutes to chat before we get into it. Hey.
Thank you so much for having me on and for having the Singing Christmas Tree highlighted in this segment.
So we'll have a more in-depth conversation about the Singing Christmas Tree. I know it's become a tradition here in Cayman at First Assembly. But with Cayman Thanksgiving itself, so Cayman Thanksgiving started as a way to kind of recognize the end of hurricane season, whereas in North America, Canada, the U.S., their Thanksgivings, which are October, November, symbolize the harvest time when foods were harvested typically. Here we, instead of being something we harvested, it's something that was de-harvested. It's gone, thankfully, right? It's out of our eyesight for now. And but what are you thankful for? I've been asking all our guests today, but what are you thankful for this year?
Well, I am thankful for a lot of things, but if I should highlight the very, very top one, is to be in this moment and alive today. You know, there's so many times we worry about the past, we worry about the future, nothing we can do about that, but just to be present. I am grateful for life, family, and love.
That's a lot to be grateful for. Yeah. It is. So being present, such a hard, challenging thing because there's so many distractions, right? There's worry about what happened yesterday, or there's concerns about what's going to happen tomorrow. What's your trick to actually stay present in the moment? Staying present
is knowing that I'm a Christ follower and that God takes care of everything around me. So it's my faith. My faith is anchored in the belief is that sufficient for today. God is going to give me everything I need sufficient for today. So that is my constant reminder, because otherwise anxiety will take over, you know.
It's either you're depressed about the past or anxious about the future,
right?
And if you're right, if
stay in the present, because, you know, don't worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow will take care of itself. And those are all scriptures.
They are. And, you know, we had Pastor Eubanks and Pastor Haylock in the studio earlier, and we were talking about the concept of gratitude. Filtering. It's such a simple concept. Staying present, a simple concept, but it's not easy.
Right.
That's the challenge. You need some kind of anchor. For some, it is Jesus. It is quite literally the Bible, right?
It's your faith. And what is happening in the world, everything is so fast-paced. We have to be sure that we know where our anchor is, what is our core, because we will get tossed around by every and anything. I mean, you know, we think about if you sit down too long and consume too much news, you are going to be thinking, oh my God, the world is coming to an end.
Yeah.
And things are so bad, there is no hope. And I think staying present and being grateful for what you have, what you can do, the people who are your support, who are in your community, that is an absolute way of staying present and grounded. And notice I'm using those words, grounded, anchored, and being in the now. It's a practice. It's a rhythm that we have to develop for us to be able to survive.
So
you seem speechless.
No. You're absolutely correct. I'm just kind of, whenever I try to have these deep conversations that we have, whether it's a therapist, whether it's a pastor, whether it's just someone who's like living in their own, owning their moment, there's so much that it always sounds so easy, right? It's such a, but you're absolutely right. Sorry, it sounds so simple.
And
but
that's why I say it's a practice. It's a rhythm that we have to. We go again and again and again. If you're looking at an athlete training for a race, they never just go out there and just run.
No.
They have to practice.
They've trained.
And yeah, they have to train. They have to make sure they're doing their times. They have special techniques that they use. And one of the good things that we have, and I use this all the time, is I love to use the word reset. You know, if something goes the way it shouldn't go, it's like, okay, let us reset. We can always do that.
I use that often.
And that is having a heart of forgiveness, forgiving yourself, and saying, you know what, I'm going to reset. This happened. I'm not going to beat down myself. I'm going to beat down that person. I'm going to be thoughtful. And I'm going to say, you know, once we have this moment, is there anything that we can save in this moment from a very bad situation?
Well said. On that note, we're going to our 2 p.m. headline news. That's actually, I love that statement. We're going to our 2 p.m. headline news. When we come back, we'll be diving into the First Assembly singing Christmas tree. Back with more talk today, right after this.
Covering Little Cayman, Cayman Bride.
Cover me. Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market.
In your headlines, the National Roads Authority is reminding the public about changes to the road infrastructure. The CUC roundabout near Kingsport Center is being reshaped to improve traffic patterns and reduce congestion. Delineators have been installed at the Linford Pearson Bobby Thompson Way roundabout to clarify lane usage and to improve traffic flow. Motorists exiting the Linford Pearson Highway should use the outermost left lane if traveling to Fern Circle or proceeding straight across to Outpost Street. The middle lane is designated exclusively for traffic heading to the Bobby Thompson Way stoplight, while the innermost lane is intended for vehicles either continuing toward the stoplight or re-entering the Linford Pearson Highway. In international headlines, 3 American citizens imprisoned for years by China have been released and are returning to the U.S. The White House today announcing a diplomatic agreement with Beijing in the final months of the Biden administration. The 3 are Mark Swiden, Kai Li, and John Long, all of whom had been designated by the U.S. government as wrongfully detained by China. Swiden had been facing a death sentence on drug charges, while the other 2 were imprisoned on espionage charges. The Pan American Health Organization continues to urge countries of the Americas, including the Caribbean, to maintain Mpox surveillance, including lab detection and genomic sequencing of confirmed cases, following the detection of a Clade 1 variant case for the first time in the region in the U.S. In an epidemiological alert issued by the health organization Tuesday, PAHO urged countries to remain vigilant and to continue with their surveillance efforts, with a special emphasis on high-risk groups. PAHO says the Clade 1 case was reported by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Those are your headlines. I'm April Cummings.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
You can now renew your driver's license or motor vehicle license online, and you don't need an ESID number. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Visit www.dvdl.gov.ky.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you're just tuning in, I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. And we now have in the studio the entire team from the upcoming Singing Christmas Tree at the First Assembly. Welcome to Talk Today, everybody.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you.
So we have a full studio. We'll just do a full round table of introductions. Starting to my left is who you are, where you're from, what you're representing, you know, the whole bio.
Well, I came first, so I
You
will
came
go.
first? You're up first.
I am Claudine. I'm a member of the Singing Christmas Tree Committee, focusing on marketing and communications.
Oh, I'm Jeff Ferguson. I live in DeLand, Florida, between Orlando and Daytona Beach. I'm a broadcaster. I'm an author. I'm a ghostwriter. I write for well-known Christian authors, and I'm a songwriter. I write for other artists, and I'm an artist, and I am a minister.
And a minister.
And a minister.
Just to wrap it all up.
Yeah.
Nice little
Minister
package.
first.
Minister first. Let's
Yeah.
say that's number one.
Hi, my name is Reba Rambo, not the redhead McIntyre, although she's my friend. But I've been singing, December 1st will be 60 years full time. Traveling, singing, ministering, writing a whole bunch of music, recording. I did over 60 albums with the Rambos when I was with them. But just thrilled to be in this gorgeous place. We're in paradise.
We are.
Paradise.
I was saying you missed the weather by a few weeks, and we have our Thanksgiving coming up to say
Yes.
thank you. That weather is gone.
Yay.
Yes.
My name is Marcus Zygo, saxophonist. Started at a very young age playing in a lot of big, like, televangelist ministries. Play some also, regular gigs, but mainly in churches and ministering my whole life in music. And I'm also a plumbing contractor on the side.
So he's one of the rare, rich saxophonists.
Or happy plumber, one of the two.
The fact that you wrapped up with minister and you wrapped up with plumber.
Right. The whole spectrum.
We covered an entire spectrum right here at one table.
Yeah.
But this is your first time to Cayman, Marcus.
It is. I love it.
And I was saying you missed the weather by a week. Literally.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. How are you liking it so far?
I'm loving it. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, I've been to some, areas, Bahamas, Punta Cana, that kind of stuff, but I've never been here. Always wanted to, and it's absolutely beautiful, and the people are amazing. So,
That's the best part of the Grand Caymans is the people. They remind me of hillbillies in paradise, because I'm from Kentucky originally. And hillbillies are just kind and soft-spoken and sweet. And that's the way, the people here have been wonderful to us. And just what an honor and a privilege to be here for my third time.
When we flew in together, I just kept saying, when I saw that 7 Mile beach from the airplane, we were flying in, and that beautiful teal-colored, beautiful water, I said, I didn't talk about any of that. I just said, I love these people. I love these people. I cannot wait to land. I love these people. It's like there is a refined formality to the people on the Cayman Islands, and yet, like she said, there's a down-home.
Right.
There's no haughtiness, but there is a formality. It's the best combination.
There's a little fine line right there. And we
Yeah.
meet both in the middle, right?
Yeah.
I see Susan shaking her head in the back going, yeah, you got it right. You got it.
And they're wholesome people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, we've been asking all the guests on today's show, we have our own Cayman Thanksgiving coming up on Sunday.
Oh.
Now, this is actually relatively new to our calendar of events.
It's called Copycat.
But it's actually very unlike the U.S. and Canada. So U.S. and Canada Thanksgivings are about the harvest. They stem from the harvest of the summer crops.
Right.
Cayman Thanksgiving stems from the opposite. It's the end of hurricane season.
So hurricane season
so
ends
it's still thankfulness.
It's still same gratitude, Ellery. So I've been asking all the guests on today's show what they've been thankful for. And if you don't mind, if you're able to share or willing to share, I know it's a personal question, but
I love
what
that.
are you thankful for this Cayman Thanksgiving?
What am I thankful for?
I know you have Thanksgiving coming up on Thursday.
I would say I'm thankful for, number one would be my relationship with the Lord. When my mother was 3 months pregnant with me, my biological father drowned at 18 years old. So I lived the first 6 years of my life without a father. When I was 6, she married a pastor. And when I was 7, he adopted me and he raised me. We lived next door to the church in a parsonage in Flint, Michigan. So I was raised with a very godly, awesome, wonderful father. I just loved him so much. And I was raised in the faith, in Christian faith, and it's changed my life. It's been the foundation of my life, my whole life. I would say, number one, that. I'm thankful for Reba. I'm thankful that I get to spend my life, 45 years now, full-time in the ministry. And I'm very thankful for my daughter, Gabrielle.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
So home is Flint, Michigan originally. Is that
Originally the Appalachian Mountains of North Carolina.
Oh, wow, okay.
Full-time in Flint, Michigan when I was 6, halfway through the first grade.
Halfway through the first grade.
When my mom married my dad.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Ms. Rambo.
You know, that's like a woman has 13 kids and you ask them which one's the prettiest. You know, there's so many that are beautiful in their own way, and I have so many beautiful memories and relationships, like with Jeff. He is the son of my heart. But I think I'm thankful to my parents, who are both in heaven now, but my mom taught me to listen. She was a wordsmith. She, had hundreds of songs that were done by hundreds of artists. But she taught me to appreciate words, not just the word, the Bible, but to appreciate words and lyrics, and to study her craft. And then my dad was an artist, so he taught me to see. He would go out on a hillside at fall and say, "What do you see?" Well, I see green. I see trees of green. Anyway, but he would make me get specific. Look again, he would say. Look again. Look again, until he was satisfied with my answer. But he taught me how to see. My mom taught me how to listen. And what beautiful gifts. And I've tried to pass those on to my children.
That's a great concept. I love that line. One how to listen and one how to see. I've never heard that answer before. That's a great one. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Marcus.
I think I'm going to give the most general answer for the most specific reason. I'm thankful to be alive. Sometimes we all reach points in our life where, we don't care too much. Things are down, things are going, not so great. But I've had so many chances in my life. I was born with an umbilical cord around my neck. I was born purple. Had a stage set almost fall on me when I was 15. I've been in 4 really bad accidents where my vehicle was totaled. Amazing that I walked away from it. One where unfortunately I fell asleep at the wheel. And then a year ago I went in for a surgery and my heart stopped during the surgery. But I believe all of us, God has a purpose for all of our lives, and I don't know, I guess, when that happened I was kind of like, well, I guess I must still have a reason for being here, But the fact is, I think God has a purpose for all of our lives, and sometimes, don't get me wrong, of course I'm so thankful for family, friends, all that kind of stuff. Sure. But sometimes we just need to realize, I'm glad I woke up today because somebody didn't.
Because somebody didn't.
Yeah.
Marcus, thanks for sharing. And thanks for being here.
Thank you.
What are you thankful for, Ray?
I don't get asked that very often because I'm the one asking the questions. You could tell you're in the media business. Right? You're like, I'm the one that
I don't just interview, I interrogate.
Yeah, I'm here. To echo what Reba said, there's so much on that plate to isolate any one thing, but if I could pick only one, it is my son. Because being a dad to my son is something that, as challenging as is in this world, to be out to have that opportunity to be a dad to my son there's nothing that will ever rival that element. And having raised my son since he was a baby, stay-at-home dad, full 9 yards, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. No, thank you for asking.
Yeah.
I don't get asked very often. Well, you know what? We have a few more minutes until we go to our break. Claudine, if you don't mind, run us through what's happening this weekend, and then we come back from the break, we'll actually dive further into our guests and their roles in this upcoming performance.
All right, the much anticipated Singing Christmas Tree. And I noticed that you mentioned earlier that it's the first assembly Singing Christmas Tree. We are at the core of organizing the event, but it is a Cayman community Singing Christmas Tree. I want to emphasize that because there are different churches that pour into that mega Christmas tree. So you're not only seeing persons on the tree from First Assembly of God, but drawn from other churches as well. In the drama, the dance, all of that, they're drawn from persons within the Cayman community. So on Saturday, November 30, and Sunday, December 1, starting at 6 p.m., will be the official launch of Christmas in Cayman, as we say it. Once the Singing Christmas Tree comes up and it's ready to go, that's when it's Christmas in Cayman. We have, as you see, the caliber of artists that we have lined up on the show. This is just a sprinkle in the bucket. This morning I was with Jillian Sitaram from Trinidad, a soloist. She will be performing as well. We have performers in terms of a singer, soloist. We have instrumentalists, we have dancers, we have actors. So it's a whole thing that has come together. And it's happening at the Lions Center this weekend.
Friday and Saturday night at 7?
At 6.
At 6.
6.
I've been telling people the wrong time.
It's 6.
6 o'clock.
Well, thankfully we're on Radio Cayman to clarify it.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's 6 p.m., folks, 6 p.m. On that note, let's go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll be diving more into the Singing Christmas Tree. Back with more talk today right after this.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Freedom, Cayman Brack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Do you want to make a difference this holiday season? Well, join the Lions Club of Grand Cayman in spreading joy and helping those in need. On Saturday, November 30th, Lions members will be at all Foster's locations, Kirk Market, Kirk Home Center, and both A.L. Thompson's locations, collecting funds for the needy. Your generosity can bring smiles to those who need it most and brighten our community this holiday season. Together, we can make a difference. See you on November 30th.
Together, the Lions Club of Grand Cayman and you can make a difference. See you November 30th.
By popular demand, RAM water tanks have expanded their selection. In Grand Cayman, tanks available from 200 to 2,000 gallons. In Cayman Brack, 1,000, 2,000, and 2,850 gallons. And 2,000 gallons in Little Cayman. Or take advantage of the Sister Island special with 25% off shipping to Cayman Brack and Little Cayman on 600 and 1,000 gallon stackables. RAM water tanks boast superior strength, made to withstand harsh conditions and impact resistance. Order your RAM water tank today. Call 925-3822. RAM water tanks, built to last a lifetime.
Cayman Thanksgiving, a time for gratitude and celebration. The Church of God, Town, invites the Cayman community to a special Cayman Thanksgiving celebration service this Sunday, December 1st at 10:30 a.m. Come together as we reflect on the goodness of God over the past year and celebrate His blessings in our lives. On behalf of the Church of God Chapel family in Town, have a blessed and joyful Cayman Thanksgiving and look forward to seeing you this Sunday at 10:30 a.m.
Black Friday deals just got bigger at Brown Sauce Home Gallery. Now until Saturday, November 30th, grab some unbeatable appliance deals. Save $1,300 on a GE French door refrigerator with ice and water, just $2,699. Or snag a GE top freezer refrigerator for just $799. A GE dishwasher for $399. Or a GE over-the-range microwave for $299. Need laundry solutions? Get a GE 27-inch gas laundry center for $1,099 and save $700. Or save $900 on a GE or LG front-load laundry pair. Now $2,299. And get a top-load washer for $539. Don't wait. These Black Friday deals are only good until Saturday, November 30th. Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive Industrial Park. Call 623-5000 for more details.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you're just tuning in for the tail end of our show, very pleased to have in studio Miss Reba, Mr. Jeff, Mr. Marcus, and Miss Claudine here to talk about the upcoming Singing Christmas Tree this coming weekend, Saturday, November 30th, Sunday, December 1st at 6 p.m. at the Lion Center. Miss Claudine, very quickly, if you don't mind, can you run us through some of the program? Because you had mentioned in the break there's a youth contingent to this as well.
So when we start on Saturday, we open with a pre-tree is what we call it for the kiddies. They will be doing all the performances. So all of those favorite traditional Christmas music, you will hear them being performed by children, dance, drama piece. It's just so adorable. And that will lead into the actual big performance, which we talk the adult performance. So the kids will have a chance now to sit with family and, adults will enjoy that other segment of the show. So the show is a combination, and I think I mentioned it before, of dance, instrumentalist, soloists, and drama. So all telling the birth of Jesus Christ, the reason for the season. And as our own Pastor Bob always liked to emphasize, we want to put Christ back into Christmas. It has become so commercialized over the year that many people have just failed to remember, this is actually the birth. So the drama piece, which I love, is not just, you're not just looking at the drama piece being done.
Sure.
You are seeing segments between music and the different elements coming together. It is awesome. It's dynamic. This show is put together by Reverend Elsa Bob. She's the executive producer of the show. Awesome. And I hear that we have some surprises this year. So for those who know of the Singing Christmas Tree many years ago, there's a segment called Love in Any Language. And that's where people from different cultures will come up and introduce themselves. And this is in a big way speaks to the diversity of the Cayman Islands and the people in the Cayman Islands. So when I say it's a community event, it is in fact being put on by Caymanians and those persons who are expats, those persons who've come here, different stages, older people, seniors, younger people, children, all of that. So it's an amazing evening that you can't afford to miss.
Very well said. And how many visiting artists do we have all together?
Well, we have visiting artists, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5. 5 international artists. Jillian Chicharam from Trinidad.
Yes.
We have Jeff and Reba, and they're from the U.S. And now we have Marcus joining. And then we have the Blair brothers, that's Ainsley and Mortimer Blair from Jamaica. So those are our international invites. We also have Laurie McKinnon. He plays the bagpipes. That's the Irish touch. Cayman is very close to the UK, so that is something that's really good. We have a violinist who will be also performing on the show, steel panist. We have those people lined up. So it's going to be a wonderful evening. So the dancers are taken from dance groups in Cayman, but one of the big highlights from last year, which we will have an encore this year, is actually the UCCI dancers. Right, University of the Cayman Islands. They will come together on stage in this vibrant burst of telling the story of the life of Jesus Christ.
Very cool.
What I think I like about this event every year is you do have a diverse ensemble that does come together.
Yes.
And a very large one.
And it's really not just about faith. And I think kudos to Sister Bob, we call her Reverend Elsa Bob, the visionary. It's actually, we're looking at arts. And arts reflecting the story of Jesus. So many times people say, oh, it's just a church program, oh, it's just the Christmas story. But it's more than that. It's an interpretation of that story. So everyone in the community, no matter what your interest is, you will be drawn into something.
Very cool. Now, Jeff.
Yeah.
Performer, you're singing at the event?
Well, I'm singing.
Yeah.
I wrote my friend and I, my co-writer and I, wrote the 200th anniversary of Silent Night in 2018, and we're so proud of it, and I'm so honored to have done that, and so we're performing that with the choir, the Singing Christmas Tree. We're doing that at the performances, and then I also I'm playing a role. They offered me Peter. I went, no. They said, well, what about James? I went, and what about, no, not John? They said, Moses? No. I went, no. They said, Jesus? I went, bingo, that one. I'll play that.
I was going to say, when you turned out Moses, like, you didn't know what was coming next. Like, you didn't know.
I just went for the top.
But you didn't know that was on the list.
I did not know.
So
they asked me to play
Moses.
Jesus last week. So, and I'm fairly young looking, but I turned 58 yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. So I thought, okay, I have a week to lose 30 pounds, grow a beard, buy a box of color, and find a time machine so I can play Jesus. But they've got a wardrobe team and makeup artist team to work with me, and it's going to be great.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to put you in the spot.
Yeah.
We have about 4 minutes left in this show. Can
Okay.
we hear any of your tunes that you're comfortable singing for 30 seconds on the radio? Is there?
Is there that you can play?
No, that you can sing.
Oh, why don't you sing, since we're talking about Jesus, Reba, why don't you sing that song a long time ago you did, I See Jesus in You? I can probably do a harmony part to it.
I see Jesus in your eyes, and it makes me love him. I feel Jesus in your touch, and I know he cares. I hear Jesus in your voice, and it makes me listen. And I trust you with my love, because you're here. I see him.
Oh, I see him.
I see him in you.
Awesome. You know, for listeners at home, they had no idea I was going to ask them that question, and you guys pulled that off flawlessly. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's what you can expect.
Yeah, that was a teaser of what you can expect.
Yeah.
Now, where's your sax?
Oh, I didn't bring it, but similar thing. I got put on the spot at Customs, so I got an impromptu show there. So
they thought he was smuggling drugs in that saxophone. So
I thought he was joking. He said, "Can you play something?" I'm like, "Yeah, pick a song." And I said, "You think I'm joking, but I will." He goes, "No, really, I want you to." And I said,
All
"Okay."
the Customs people left their post, come running
Oh,
and watch it.
yeah,
It was so cute.
It was so good. He's so good. They need to come. Your audience needs to come and hear him.
Let me ask, is there a price for this? Is there a cost?
Well,
No, the event is free. The event is
Wonderful.
free to the entire Cayman community.
So if you're wondering what to do with your family over the holidays, it's meaningful and that the whole family will have a great time. This is a wonderful event. I'm excited to be part of it.
And they can dress up, but they don't have to dress up. You can just come how you are.
You can just come as you are.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, but you know what? Get dressed up. They make it a fun.
Yeah.
Make it a fun thing.
Yeah, you losers. Why would you say casual?
Come on. Get the kids dressed up as little elves. Everyone comes out, and that's what we do. Right?
If you would
Put on.
allow me to just remind our listeners that
Please
the
do.
event is free, that's very good. And we will also be having shuttle service along Crew Road
That's
for
helpful, please,
persons
yes.
who, want to park and be driven to the venue in style. It starts at 6 o'clock on both evenings, Saturday and Sunday this weekend, and you just got a taste of the amazing lineup that we have in store.
Can you quickly run through the logistics of the shuttle? Where do they park to catch the shuttle?
All along Crew Road. So if you're parked along Crew Road, the shuttle will be driving on either side. So either you want to go or you want to come. So just along Crew Road. Lion Center is on Crew Road. It's a long road. So on that stretch.
So you're coming up from the Smith's Cove Oval all the way down to Hurley's and back
Yes,
up? Okay.
that's exactly it.
Okay.
And if you want any more information, please reach out to us. We're on social media, the Singing Christmas Tree. We're also, you can call the First Assembly Church office.
What is that number?
So you can call 547-2484. So it's 4924, with any information you need to get on the Singing Christmas Tree, volunteering, how you can get your family there. We will be more than happy to
And what
give you
time
that information.
does children's performance start?
6 p.m.
They
open the show.
Okay, I was confused. I thought it was like pre-show.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
wonderful.
So that's where we're at.
That's great.
Well, folks, that we do have to wrap it up for today's show, but thank you so much for coming in. I guess, again, you heard them all. Miss Reba, Mr. Jeff, Mr. Marcus. We didn't hear the sax, but if you want to hear them, definitely Saturday, Sunday is the time to come
Sunday.
out. That's Saturday, November 30th, Sunday, December 1st. Show opens at 6 p.m. And again, if you missed the singing portion, jump back on YouTube and take a look back around the 2:20 marker, and you can hear the lovely voices of Miss Reba and Mr. Jeff. Folks, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Enjoy
for
your
having
time
us
in
so
Cayman.
much. It was a
First time
privilege.
here.
Yes.
Yes, enjoy it. Make the best of it.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Two quick announcements before we wrap up. The First Baptist tent sale this Saturday, November 30th, at First Baptist Gym from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Basketball tournament for International Men's Day at Cabana Bay, also on Saturday. Christmas at the museum, Saturday afternoon. Then you make your way over to the First Assembly for the Singing Christmas Tree. On Sunday, Cayman Thanksgiving, and then on Monday, the National Day of Prayer. I have just given you your entire weekend lineup. That's what you're planning for the entire weekend. Again, don't forget the National Heroes Day nominations are open for the NHD Awards for 2025, honoring Caymanian excellence in business. You can submit your nomination at gov.ky/labor or email nhd@gov.ky. On that note, we do need to call it a wrap for today's show. Thank you again for all of our listeners out there in Radio Cayman Nation. Our team from Massive Media, Pastor Andrew and Pastor Haylock, in regards to the National Day of Prayer, and of course our team here for the First Assembly organizing the Singing Christmas Tree at the Lion Center. And of course, Miss Susan Watson for holding down the fort. On that note, Mr. O'Connor will be also manning the Talk Today hot seat tomorrow. On behalf of the entire Radio Cayman family, have a fantastic Wednesday. I'm Raymond Singh, and God bless.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.